Good day, viewers. Another one of our talks, Health Nugget Talks, and today we'll be discussing chlorine dioxide. I mentioned it, but today I'll give you some more facts around it. It's a fascinating subject because it's an immensely useful product and substance and therapy which is generally put down by the establishment. We can only wonder why these things happen, why good things are banned or suppressed, and not everything else is suppressed, not all the bad things. But anyway, that's beside the point. I don't want to talk about international politics. There's about 150 years ago, someone discovered this as an disinfectant. It's still widely used, especially in food processing and curing of animal skins and so on, leather factories and so on, to stop the bacterial action and to safeguard the hygiene of foods, especially in production lines and big factories. And so it can't be really banned because all these industries use it. But at some point, people discovered you can use it on humans and animals as a medicine. And the word chlorine dioxide, we just abbreviate it as CDS. It's an acronym. And just to give you an example of how it came to be popular, there is a geologist by the name of Jim Humble, and they were working in the forests of South America in their profession, and they suffered from malaria there because it was hot and humid and infested with mosquitoes. And then he found another geologist who didn't have as many lost worker days as Jim Humble. And Jim said to him, what are you doing? And he said, I just feed my people this stuff. He didn't even know what he was using, but they never get malaria, or if they get it, it never develops. And so Jim Humble tried it on some of his workers, and it worked. And he actually became famous because he promoted it in Haiti and places like that. Eventually he was invited to Malawi, where there's a big problem with malaria, and they did a trial on 6,000 people. And it was done under supervision of the Minister of Health, and they had nice clinics, and the administration was good, they kept good records. And out of the 6,000 people, they got 100% success. Malaria, people with chronic malaria, recurring malaria they call it. And afterwards, Jim said, well, that proves a point to himself and to the authorities that it works. And then the minister told him that they didn't tell him that some of these people also had TB. And miraculously, the TB also cleared up. Of course, it's an infectious disease. And then they said, but some of these people also had AIDS. And then Jim was very excited. He got really excited about it. And the next thing, he was in jail because the message got out to America, and then they exercised some pressure onto the Malawian authorities. It took him 6 weeks to get out of jail, and he never challenged the authorities again after that. Let's say he learned his lesson. But some of that information leaked out, and the excitement, and some group in Rwanda tried it. And someone in a home for autistic children, where they also had malaria, he tried it out there, and some of the children's autism improved. Now that's a mystery, because we don't think it's a pathogen that causes it. But why did they get better? What the CDS does, it raises the oxygen. It's easy to make at home, So there's a scientist in Germany, his name is Andreas Kalker, Dr. Andreas Kalker with a K. He shows you how to make it at home in a canned fruit bottle. It's very simple, and the raw material is very easy to get. So I think that is there's a conflict now between a home remedy that's so effective and the pharmaceutical giants that sell their antibiotics and other products. This is a threat to them. So of course they'll try something. I don't know all their tactics. But this is very encouraging. So I now found a company in South Africa. They sell you the 2 ingredients and you can make 10 liters or 100 liters at a time in a few minutes. It's amazing how easy it is. And then that strong product is 3,000 parts per million. It's very, very strong and corrosive. So you have to dilute it right down to about below 200 parts per million before you can apply it to a human skin or ingest it. But you can use it for decontaminating kitchen and butchery, anything, toilets. It will decontaminate it. So it's very encouraging. It's available. It's easy to make. It's easy to obtain raw materials. So the whole world can be empowered with it. And some people just don't want to bother making it, so they want to buy it, which is fine. Someone will make it and sell it to them. And it's cheap. It's really pennies. And so next time we'll talk about some other very powerful medicine like soil-based probiotics. And until then, enjoy and learn.